just been promoted from just being a panelist to chair the panel. I know after a heavy lunch for those of us that took on the jam, the energy is high, and I think it's a good time to talk about energy. So we're going to discuss this panel session 3. We're talking about power and petroleum panel, energy as a critical resource for Egovernment. So the energy sector is actually subdivided into two. The electricity or the power, and the oil and gas or the petroleum energy, the petroleum. And this form actually, the critical energy infrastructure. They are kind of interdependent, and they also, the supply chain. Let's take the petroleum sector through the value chain from the production of every single drop of oil or every molecule of gas, going through the processing system, through the transportation, storage, refining, and finally the end user. You can see that any disruption along the value chain will actually affect, those critical sector of the economy that depends, on the supply chain. We have our IPPs that depends normally on our gas supply, the gas-based industry, and down to the retail outlet where you have the final consumers. So these are critical aspects of the economy. So we're going to take a slight departure from what we had in the two previous sessions. The lead panel will present the lead paper, and also then we give each of the panelists 5 minutes, to discuss what's in their mind, just to have their day in court. Then we'll come follow up with discussion and probably possible question from the audience. So. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Protocol of distinguished chairmen and the panel chairman. Gentlemen, just we are talking e-governance here. Have you ever thought, we have gathered here, what was the basic thing you have gathered, the basic thing you have used to come here? Think in your mind. Just only 2 basic things anywhere around the world require, whatever we are proceeding: energy and infrastructure. That's all. Everything, industries, money, telecom, everything come under that. Whatever it is. So I have observed a lot of panelists, a lot of people discussing about that. Everything comes under energy, anything you want to proceed, and infrastructure. That's why, particularly myself, I'm here to contribute for all industries, all government, that what we can serve in energy as e-governance and in infrastructure. Think if energy, you came here with your car using the roads. If that roads or cars are not here, this event would not have been possible at all. When you enter here, you are using again infrastructure, buildings, cables, communication systems, mics, electricity. Without this event would not have been possible. So there can be 2 parts inside here. For example, development, new development, or any other master plan, whatever, which needs money again. Let us think, do we are ready to invest 50 billion, 100 billion, 1 billion naira to develop anything? As of today, maybe no. Yes, in recent futures or in future 10 years, yes. But what we can do as of today, so this government, whatever coming in next year election, we can support them electronically, basic needs like infra and energy. I say it as maintain and develop, not develop and maintain. So let's come to the point that whatever we have today, let us maintain it to support all industries, telecoms, manufacturing, government, every department we can support if we maintain what we have. And the budget is there, the money is there already for that, so there is no need for huge money or anything. As we are here, just to give you an example to maintain energy, for energy like electricity, an example, I'll show you some slides, that's an example of slides, how we can do it. See, we are already doing it in India in a huge way. All the infrastructure relating the electricity, you can move on slowly. Yes, go on. See, we have developed an app. This app can be accessed by any department, whoever is stakeholders on that, and you can see sitting at your office the entire national assets of energy. You can see, you can inform, these major stakeholders can watch and see on the app, as well as, if you go on, next slide. Slowly go on, continue. So these are all the app outputs. If you go on slowly, we geofence, we maintain electronically all the assets, all the towers, all the generation plants, all the substations. We can geofence, we can maintain, which we are already doing in India. We have not started here. I want to introduce this electronic form of governance of energy sector, which will be beneficial to all of us, not only energy sector, all can be benefited. Even same way, see the towers, the site engineers all are going on towers, and we are watching them sitting in our office, whoever want to maintain it. Next slide. We can geofence all the towers, the output of the format, the output format. Next slide. See the tower locations, you can see anywhere for whole country. Next slide. The asset location, even the lines, transmission lines, everything we can watch online sitting in an office. We can geofence towers, we can geofence substations, we can geofence generation plants. We can monitor our site engineers, where they are, every single engineer, what they are doing. Is same thing. Slides, continue. Yeah, see, you can see all my engineers staying in the country, where they are. We can watch all the assets I'm watching. So this way we can watch same replica we can do for infrastructure, any infrastructure, telecom. I can was sitting in an office, all my telecom sites, and can maintain that infra around the country. Maintenance means, maintenance are still done today, but it is corrective maintenance we are doing. We are not in the preventive maintenance at all. Now and then you have heard that transmission line is down, or generation plant is down, and then they know, then they go, time is wasted, maybe a week, 2 days, 3 days, there is no energy. My cell sites are down, e-governance systems are down, they cannot use it, and due to high price of diesel, they cannot run it 24/7 to maintain that. So we are not doing any preventive maintenance. That the incident should not occur. This way we can do preventive maintenance through e-governance for everybody, roads, infrastructure, everything. In this technology, we have introduced drone system to monitor every asset sitting in one place. You can monitor through drones online in time happening on the assets. So this way we want to contribute everybody. And as I have heard many panelists, there should be, government should be willing, there should be money. Yes, it is required. But if we maintain all this basic infra and energy, probably with a small money, probably we can help each industry, not much, maybe 5% decrease in their expenses or something. They can move ahead. For, as Mr. Tunji is here, for rural telecom, if we give him energy, better energy, he will be happy because his expenses are reduced by 5 to 10%. If we give him better roads, he will be more happy. He can join more 2 villages to come to one center without investing another infrastructure. So this way we can help every single person. Yes, let us join hands for this. And I want to introduce introduce even this to Nigerian government because they are not still on that mentality to start this. It's a not very high money consuming or high team required. It's just because of electronic governance we can help any government coming here to maintain that. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Very good to hear me. I really appreciate that you have given your time to hear me.
Thank you, Mr. Anand. Basically, what Mr. Anand is saying is the access to fund this infrastructure, whether it's telecom, IT, or even the oil and gas industry, is not there anymore. So first of all, let's utilize what we have in a good way. The culture of voice is not there. So the culture of preventive maintenance, geofencing all our assets in such a way that it's being utilized in a very good way without any waste. So I will pass the mic to Mr. Tunji next for his 5 minutes opening remark.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is the graveyard shift just after lunch. And the tendency is for the eyes to close. So just give me 5 minutes with your eyes open. Earlier on when I spoke, I said 90% of our capex is based on imports into the rural community to provide a level of service. Of that 90% cost, 50% is based on energy. So what you find out is that the cost of providing infrastructure in rural areas and the barrier to entry in providing infrastructure in the rural area has increased by 50% because these rural areas are off-grid. They're not on the grid. So what we need to do is to provide energy, renewable energy, solar panels and batteries, and pray for sunlight. Because the alternative would be to put a generator there. And because these areas are, some of those areas are 3 hours of the water in the creeks, where the cost of putting diesel or moving diesel there regularly will be so prohibitive that those sites will not be up. Can you imagine having 200 to 5,000 people living 3 hours off the coast in the creeks? These people are cut off from the grid. The government has forgotten about them because there's no infrastructure at all. If we are to bring these 200 to 5,000 people into the formal economy, where we can empower them to begin to contribute to the bottom line of the country. And what that will take is for us to invest in infrastructure in these communities. The theme is energy as if we could provide, I know in many areas, the grid, the national grid as we see it, is the maximum we'll ever get in terms of investing in the grid for the foreseeable future. Because nobody is putting money in to expand the grid. What is happening now is people are looking for alternative sources of energy. Unfortunately, providing that alternative source is very expensive, at least the capex side of things. For all those that have gone from, now that diesel is about 800 naira a litre, a lot of people have gone for renewable energy, solar panels and batteries. The minimum cost for that is nearly $1 million to provide a home, an average home, with renewable energy. That $100 million is beyond the reach of many people. So what do? we actually increase our ongoing costs by bringing in a generator and having to buy petrol every day into those generators. You will find out that the productivity is decreasing significantly in many offices, in many homes. And if you just project that to the rural communities, it tells you that the cost of bringing those people into the formal economy is increasing daily. Because all it takes is, now they say the interest rate is about 15.5. That means the cost of capital has significantly gone up. That will tell you that in another few, the naira to dollar rate today is about 720, 721. And that's projected to go over 1,000 by December. Just imagine the cost of all that capex. And we now live in a regime where the tariff is regulated at 7 naira 50 kobo per minute for voice calls. So regardless of what the dollar is doing, regardless of what the cost of capital is doing, there's a peg on how much you can charge for a voice call. So that means since the dollar was at 110 to the naira was 110 to the dollar, to when it is at 720, 721 to the dollar, the cost of voice calls has remained the same at 7.50. So that means that anybody that's building infrastructure today is subsidizing that infrastructure. And you just find out that that's not sustainable. So there is, if we can take 50% of that cost out, the cost of providing power, then it lowers the barrier to entry and it allows the business case for rural to be sustainable. So we need to begin to invest in providing energy to our communities and providing sustainable energy to our communities. If the government is not going to provide the grid, let them provide a subsidized renewable energy solution to these areas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tunji. What I had last is subsidized renewable energy. And I think that's the way forward. Basically, you look at the cost of infrastructure, which is very, very high. And let's assume the market is there. You don't have to do anything to stimulate the market. The serve and the underserved, even in the urban areas, we have a huge market for ICT and telecom. So the key issue that kind of like doesn't make sense when it comes to business sense is the high cost of providing energy, which is basically power or your electricity to power the ICT infrastructure. So what we do to actually bridge this gap, and what you just said last actually records very well for me. We are in the era of sustainability. When we look at the SDGs, the MDGs, and now the SDGs, and the Goal Zero, where Nigeria is a signatory to it, we need to take certain deliberate steps in order to provide sustainable form of energy to our people. But then again, the government needs to come in, as you said, to provide this infrastructure, but we know there's no money. The next coming government, I don't know. From the numbers we are seeing, I don't see where we get the money from government. But there are other ways to subsidize these things, as you rightly said. Maybe, I know FIRS is here, but you can have tax holidays and things like that. So I'll just invite one or two comments or questions from the audience, but I think Mr. Anand wants to say something before then.
Sorry. As he said, energy, as he's also speaking energy. You know how much energy Nigeria requires to sustain all this? Anybody has that? We need today 30 gigawatt of energy. All Nigeria to sustain on energy. How much is the production capacity today we have? Total capacity we have approximately 12 to 13,000 megawatt. That is not even 40% of what we require. And what we are using is 5.5 megawatts only we are using. We have infrastructure of around 12 to 15,000 megawatt. Already infrastructure there, nothing to do, just to maintain. At least we can reach 40%. We are using 5,500 megawatts. We are using all Nigeria. Can you imagine? 30 gigawatt requirement using 5,500 megawatt. See the gap. And we have infrastructure of 12. Just to maintain that 12, at least 40% we can achieve. Without any investment, already investment is done. Everything is there just to maintain that. If we maintain, we have achieved 40 to 45%. He will be happy, he will be happy, everybody is happy, at least. Yes, then we can think to increase the capacity. Just basic things, very basic things. Nothing 2 plus 2, 4. It can be 1 plus 0, 1. It can be done like that also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Anand. So we can now invite one or two comment or question from the audience.
My name is Endurance. I work for Real Strikers. I'm particularly impressed by the presentation of Sir in the middle. Yes, you are talking about how you're going to protect the towers. I have a company that actually run the business of protecting towers, telecommunication towers. And I was touched. Last night, I have a very a site that is in high-risk area. That is what we categorize it. We go it precisely. And we have done everything we can do to provide security there, including getting the vigilante. The last we did on Saturday was to install CCTV camera, IP, that we can monitor what's going on, because there's been a lot of attack of PUB batteries, the Zoom, rectifiers. You understand what I'm saying? Now, how do you, with your technology, help me? Because as at yesterday, that site was attacked. All the DVR or CCTV were taken away from the site, and it's a big issue. That site is a backbone site. You understand?
So I understand very well. Yes, we have solutions for that. As I said, I'm not saying that we can 100% prevent those thefts. Yes, if we have those thefts under geofencing or monitoring 24/7, we can have next action. For example, that backbone is down. Immediate same point, we can alert the agencies and bring back all those things within 24 hours. We can do that if we have those facilities to monitor through geofencing, through all apps and all that. Any moment you will know. Already telecom industry is monitoring those things. But to the in time means immediately. If you know, the next day you can work on it. You will know the persons also because of the CCTV. Who is the person? Is it from the same village or is it from the next village? So you can take actions. Yes, that can we can avoid those things at 50 to 70% with this solution of monitoring and all that. Geofencing, monitoring assets and everything. Apps. Every site engineers will have access to that. Every top heads will have access to that. Even the security agencies can have access to that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think our time is up. Thank you, my fellow panelists. I think we've discussed energy as a critical resource for e-government deployment, and in doing so, actually discuss e-government deployment as a critical resource for energy. Thank you.
If you believe the added value to you, can you give them a round of